Let's do a brief audio and visual check. How's everybody doing tonight? How is everybody in general? Let's see. Give me a moment. Get a few things set up here. Audio's good. Visual's good. Good. Let's make sure. Is it a little dark? Is it a little dark? Do I need to brighten up? Is that better? A little brighter. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. That's a lot better. Give me just a moment. Get a few things set up. Okay, we're good. We're good. We are good. All good. How are you? Sleepy? I shouldn't be up. Go to bed. If you shouldn't be up, sleep's important. Very important. Let's get everything set up. While I'm getting set up, here's hashtag slow markets. So I'm going to go ahead and I think what I'm going to do going forward is I want it to be a maybe we could do it. Yeah, do hashtag slow markets. Hashtag slow markets. Let me get everything set up. Oh, it's Sunday. Sunday. How are you, Van Life? Sleep is for the weak. It looks like we gapped up here. I'll talk about the markets as soon as I get this stuff figured out. Copy there. Hashtag slow markets on the Twitterverse. Okay, let's get started. Welcome, everybody. I'm Coach Dakota, Coach DBA. As always, in the YouTube chat, there is our top step risk disclosure. It's for educational purpose, not financial advice. Education. Learn, live, and get better. So before we get started, we want to do that hashtag slow markets. And if you don't know that now, what it is on social media, if you do like a hashtag slow markets on the Twitterverse, there's the link. There's the link to my Twitter. Just tag me in it. What a lot of traders do is maybe it's their setup, their computer setup, their desk. I don't know, a good trade that they've taken tonight, or maybe just a lifestyle picture. I don't know. And then I go through them. I'll filter out and say, okay, this is a funny one. This is a good one. I'll show it here live during slow markets. And then I did a giveaway. I did a fun giveaway on my personal social. So if you don't know what that is, maybe you should follow and you'll find out, right? You'll find out. I'm going to make sure I get everything tagged, everything pinned, and we are good to go there. Yep, I'm catering to my Instagram for a little bit. Today I had a few winners. I had 10 winners where if you're following me on Twitter, I sent out like $50. Like, hey, here's $50. And then if you're also following me on Instagram, I doubled it. I said, yeah, here's $50 for following me, and here's $100 if you're doing that. So, and it's all personal, out of my own pocket. Now, let's get started. Let's take a look at these markets. Let's look at the daily first. Let's take a look at the daily chart first here in the NASDAQ. What a gap up. Like, all this resistance, it's gone. We gapped up. I mean, is this thing going to be just marching towards 24,000? Are we going towards 24,000? I mean, no pullbacks. No pullbacks. It's just chopping up and to the right. It's going up and to the right. I mean, there's not much else to be said about that other than you just find places to buy it, I guess, right? Up and to the right. We gapped up and we just keep on going. We got up as high as these 550s. Not really much going on in the daily chart other than all-time highs, air horn, right? All-time highs, air horn. Let's take a look at this hourly chart. Will we continue to make all-time highs? Not sure. You can see there's this nice level of resistance here at these 460s. We gapped up to these 515s. We didn't even fill the gap, right? We didn't even do much of an attempt to fill it. We didn't even get much of a pullback. It looks like we got as high as those 56s. We had a little bit of pullback, but no gap fill yet. I am going to be cautious until this gap is filled. Maybe we do get some type of a pullback and then a continuation. This gap is going to be something I'm paying attention to tonight, going into tomorrow, is do we fill this gap? Is there, buying the dip, or is there opportunity? with this gap in mind. Let's take a look at the news. Someone says China news pending. Yep, U.S.-China trade talks. That's tentative. That's definitely could bring some volatility. It's a big week. We're starting this week off with a bang, right? U.S.-China trade talks, and then Monday's not too crazy. More trade talks, tentative, but we go into earnings, more earnings throughout the week. You can see there's tons of earnings coming out, Visa, UPS, United Health, but then we have JOLTS jobs on Tuesday, typically Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's the middle of the week, and that's where we get a lot of the big data coming into these markets. And so there it is, JOLTS, consumer confidence, earnings, of course, more trade talks. We have unemployment claims, and this is a big one. We have FOMC decision. It's the big one. This is the big one here. Of course, lots of earnings too. Wednesday is going to be huge when it comes to the tech market, to the NASDAQ. FOMC statement, FOMC press conference with Powell, then Meta earnings, then Microsoft and Qualcomm. And so tech is going to see some volatility Wednesday, most likely, with everything that's going on. And then to top it off on Thursday, we got some PCE, so some inflation data, of course, continued jobless claims. Friday, we're not even done. We don't even get a light Friday. Friday, we get non-farm payroll. So it's going to, oh my gosh. And then PMI, manufacturing, and then University of Michigan. What a week. What a week we have. So tonight and tomorrow might be the only calm before the storm, but is it really calm with these trade talks going on? I don't know. It's going to be a busy week with earnings, FOMC, data, inflation data, non-farm. Wow, that is one heck of a week we have lined up, and we are making all-time highs while we're at it. So hourly chart looks like we gapped up and we're just consolidating. Let's zoom in to a 5-minute chart. Is this a flagging pattern? Chat, is this a flagging pattern? Are we going to be breaking out? Are we going to have a come back up, test these highs again, these 550s? Can we see a nice breakout to the long side? Sure. If we do break these higher lows, can we see a move down, back down to these 510s? Sure. Can we see a test? Maybe try and fill some of this gap? Maybe. I'd be cautious if we do try and sell off and fill this gap. Obviously, the trend is your friend. I need to just continue repeating that for myself included, right? I'm learning just like everybody else. I'm always in the learning mood. I think everybody should continue to always learn. And the moment you think you don't need to learn anything else or improve is the moment you start to decline, right? I think that's the best word I have for that. So flagging pattern, consolidating, and yeah, we'll see tonight. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Let's take a look at the gold. Wow, this is some movements in gold. Wow, okay. So gold has had some decent movements. We had a major gap down, continued all the way down. It's like a 1% move to 33.03s. And, I got to do the same analysis. Let's zoom out. Let's take a look at gold. And, gold, what a sell-off in gold. I was on here last week. Saying, maybe we have some nice selling opportunities. And sure enough, that was a beautiful selling opportunity. And now we sold all the way down to 302. We are holding a little bit tonight. This is an hourly chart. And so we have been making higher lows. This wick down showed that there are some buyers down here closer to that 3,300 level. But it was a gap and a wick and basically covered that. That's quite a big move here in gold. It's gold rollover this week, says Jen. Okay. Coach Hoop in the chat definitely is on top of that as well. If he's here, he's always reminding me through messages like, hey, just so you know, Rollover, it's good. That's one of my favorite things about the community is we have each other's backs. Like we're not against each other in no way. When it comes to these markets, like the community and how it really should be is everybody, we're in this together. Like if there's anything I can do to help the traders out, I'm going to try and do it. And that's usually the best. It's like we are here to keep everybody informed of what's going on in these markets, what news is affecting these markets, what news is coming out, and finding ways that we can all lift each other up to find some sort of success. Not trading for each other, right? Because it's not right for me to trade for someone else or another person to trade for another, but to help them improve, help them get better, help them pay attention to the little details that they might miss. Like in no way would I ever be thinking like, oh, gold rollover, right? Like that's usually not on my checklist. Maybe it should be. It's like, okay, what markets are in rollover that I'm trading this week? It could be something that's on mind. But yeah, sometimes that's one thing I've enjoyed is while I'm in the chat, chat always is on top of things, whether it's for the good or the bad. Chat is on top of it for the most part anyway. And shout out for you, Hoag. You can see this nice these moves and gaps. But yeah, we're all in this together. Yep, Mandy. That's one of my favorite things is it's fun. It's fun. It's one of those things where as a trader, it's what you want. Trading is very lonely, and having the community that we have here at Topstep has been amazing. I would have never mentioned rollover unless Jin mentioned it or someone else in the chat mentioned it, because I have not paid enough attention to the gold rollover. Yeah, damn straight, Coach Hoop. We are in this together. So we got that nice bounce off these lows. 304s rallied all the way back up to these 30s. It looks like gold, we did fill the gap. So in the 5-minute chart, we filled this gap. There's that big gap right there. It's we filled it. Is that close enough? Sure. You can make an argument to say, yeah, there's still a tiny bit that still needs to be filled. Now look at gold. Now we're getting that continuation. Gap, close, pull back. Now we're getting continuation. Will we go all the way back down to those lower 3300s? Maybe. That could be a decent possibility. That is definitely a decent possibility here in gold. Let's see. I wouldn't be opposed to short opportunities. Maybe we could get a nice short trade, but not going to be chasing it. We do have the top of the hour in about 14 minutes. Right at the top of the hour, we do see a spike in volatility almost every night. Whether it's a move or not, we see some volume coming in here in gold that I'm going to watch. And so something similar. See how gold had the gap and then it filled it and now it's continuing back down? That's something similar that I like to look for in, say, the NASDAQ, right? The NASDAQ did not do that. We just gapped and we didn't even fill, I wouldn't even say 10% of it. And then we're continuing to consolidate up here near these highs. So NASDAQ is very strong in reference to gold. So this is another example. I don't like to play correlation very often because each market is its own. One market could be stronger or weaker than the other. Gap and go. Gap and go. NASDAQ, just gap and go. I like that. We need to put that in our what is it? The glossary, the dictionary, trader dictionary, the gap and go. This is the gap and go trade. Yeah. Delta flip positive in gold. Okay. What's considered a gap fill? Someone says. So on gold. So okay, no, we're on NASDAQ. So this is a gap, right? From where we closed to where we open on the Sunday night, for example, or even, the futures market's closed for an hour every single day at, 4 p.m. Central. And that hour, the next trade on Sunday night, it's, from the close on Friday to the Sunday night open, which tonight we opened, or daily. Sometimes there's news, there's movement. The next available price is called the gap, right? Pre-market orders. I could sit here and go on forever, but that is the gap. So the last price was, say, 448-ish. And then the very next price tonight on the Sunday open is all the way up here to these 520s. That's a big gap. That is a 71 point gap, give or take. And so a gap fill means price would go all the way back and retrace it, go all the way back down to the price, that last trade price from the previous day, Friday, and then that gap is considered filled. Do gaps always get filled? My answer is going to say no. Gaps do not always get filled. I could say, I'm sure there's statistics or probabilities out there that you could say gaps get filled, X% of the time. I would say gap downs get filled most of the time because we're at all-time highs. And when you're at all-time highs, every gap down technically has been filled, right? Unless it was like a gap and then a gap. And so there's a gap over a gap. But I don't want to get too in depth. But Scalpy, the Mad Badger, says 90% of the time. I don't know. We're going to see. This is a gap. And if we just keep going straight up, then this gap might not get filled. And then time. The gaps. There's a lot about gaps, right? Even though gold went a couple ticks shy of my stop loss. Like here's a question. Here's gold, right? We're starting to find some buyers. And some traders might consider this to be a fill of a gap, and some might not, because this was the last price. And so there might be some room for the gap to be filled. But then I might look at this and say, you know what? This was a nice level of resistance. Resistance, became support, and that's good enough for a gap fill for me. Answer is, it depends. Nothing is 100% in these markets. Coach Jay and I last week was talking about that. Is what is some absolutes in these markets where we can say for something for a fact, and there's very little that you could say that's certain in these markets. That's why we love it, right? Can't stand gaps like this. If you look at the open counter buyers, aren't those considered new buyers? I'm not sure on that one, yo. New buyers, old buyers. I'd say going in at market, every buyer is a new buyer, right? Even if it's a seller closing their trade, isn't that considered a buyer? It depends on your perspective. Increasing delta, decreasing delta. Hoag is much better than I am with understanding the delta and open interest. Absolute. Here's an absolute. YM says price action goes to the right, and it either goes up, down, or sideways. Or yeah. I can't think of how would you break that unless a stock gets delisted. If a stock gets delisted, then it just doesn't go anywhere. If you're looking at a higher time frame from the gap fill, it touches the previous day's high. Dakota, you're the first person in Topstep to get my name right. Everyone else calls me you, which I don't mind. It's Yo, right? Are you? That sounds like a name from Eastern Asia. Eastern Asia, Yo. Is that? Yeah, I don't want to try and guess too much. Gold is buyers below 330. I'm watching this. We have 8 minutes. We might see a spike in volatility. I might take we'll try and make some dinner tonight. Make some dinner tonight on the live account. It's my music name. Yoplex. Okay. 106. I had a employee in Vietnam, and he had a brother Yo. Absolute is short, has unlimited risk. Yeah, that's true. Just got the 5K club hat. Okay, let's get some music going. I'm gonna get some music going. We're gonna watch these markets. We have about 7 minutes left until the top of the hour. So let me know if the music is too loud. And I need to turn my speaker on so I can hear it. Let me know if it's too loud, chat. Or if it's not loud enough. There we go. And now let's take a look at some hashtag slow markets. Any slow markets trade? Okay, here's the first one. Crystal. Looks like you are in gold. Okay. Took that nice short gold trade. Up 23. I think that's ticks. Great trade, Crystal. Gold pushing. We're watching. I'm watching this. Starboy. My man Starboy up here, up $1,500. $1,500 tonight. And if there's, I'll keep going through them. If there's any good ones, like I said, there it is on the. You can just tag me in it. Tag me. Yep, at the top of the hour, usually we'll see some. I don't know if big moves, but we'll see some more volume come in, right? And usually we'll see some volatility. But we did reject below these. We rejected this, these 28s. So maybe we could ride a move back up to these 36s, 37s. Do I like slow markets more? This is my vibe. This is where I learned how to learned about the markets, and for me, it's a lot more slow, calm, relaxed, chill. I have more time to analyze these markets, place trades, manage a trade, and I like to use higher time frames where I'll place a trade and I'll go to bed. And it's not for everyone, right? I think my best advice for traders is these futures markets, they're open 23 hours, Sunday night through Friday afternoon. You don't have to change your schedule. You could trade a market around your schedule. I run into this all the time. Someone asks me like, hey, I would love to trade, but I have a job. I can't because I have a job. I want to trade during the New York session open, but I can't because I have a job. I said, well, depending on where you're at around the world, there's slow markets, this Asian session right here tonight. There's also the London Open that Aaron hosts, which is 2 a.m. Central. And then there's the Euro session, right? And that's between 2 a.m. and the New York session open. And you also have power hour. So you can find a time that will fit your schedule. And it's just a matter of getting used to it. Of course, everybody wants the shiny and the flashy thing that you see on social media. It's usually the fast markets. Look at these big moves and these fast moves, and I made X amount of money in X amount of seconds, right? Like that's what sells. That's what drives a lot of new traders into these markets, about how much money people are theoretically making in such a short amount of time during the New York session because of some crazy moves. But there's some amazing traders that, higher time frame, small, consistent. You got your job listening to you right now. Well, great. Shout out to your. Are you? Where's everybody at from around the world? Let's do that. Where are you from around the world? Because you could just be. It could be lunch for you. You could just be waking up. You could be getting ready for bed. UK, Ireland, Connell, Australia, Houston, Seattle, Hungary, Belgium. It's 9 a.m. there. Okay. Hong Kong, Baltimore. Yeah, let's see, everywhere. Everywhere. Someone's from Utah. Pixels from Utah. A couple people from Utah. We need to do a Utah meetup. Colorado, LA, St. Louis. Yeah, see from everywhere around the world. And so that's one of the, it's such a beautiful thing. New Zealand. Chattanooga. Caribbean. Bought 5 acres on the moon on my way there now. Andrew, buying property on the moon. Okay, here we go. 1 minute left. Costa Rica from Brazil. I traded with Utah-based Forex company. Alok, you traded with a Utah-based Forex company. Was that Forex company called Apiary? Alok? No, it wasn't that name. It was Apiary. Yeah. Yeah, I was there. I was there, Alok. I don't know if you remembered me. I was there with Sean Lucas. Yeah. Okay, here's another hashtag slow markets. We have about top of the hour. Let's see how this market reacts. Small wins add on long term. Here's one. I like this one. Up $250. Free trade. Yep, Nate and Jeff. Jeff is awesome. Jeff was an awesome guy. A bit strange. He was a bit strange. He still is a little bit strange. I haven't talked to him forever. Okay, here's some volatility. We're seeing some volatility now coming into a little bit volume here in gold. Yeah, yep. Jeff, Nate, Sean. You want to talk about statistics a lot. Jeff, insane when it comes to stats and very mechanical trading. Everyone's a bit strange. We're traders. Okay, push back down. Daily bios. Okay, book daily schedule bios, levels and more. How are you, Mike? Not me, I'm perfect. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get into a couple of short golds. Let's get into we'll get into a couple of short golds. Not risk too much. I do not know Matt Poll, Mandy. Creator of green charts. Nope, I don't. There's one. Let's see if I get into a couple more. Just want a nice little enough to pay for dinner tonight. Get to another one right there at 0.8. I'm gonna widen this stop just a tad. What's dinner? Well, Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays. So we're DoorDash and Panda Express tonight. Ugh, yeah, I don't have anything to cook. I don't have anything at the house. I failed to go to the grocery store, so it's DoorDash. What's up, Brie? Can traders in here in chat from New Zealand? What's the logic around this short? So yeah, let me explain this short. I'm gonna explain this short. I might end up just getting freaking stopped out here, but the logic behind this short. See this huge gap down, and then we rallied up here, and we were over here on the 5-minute chart. We were making a 3-bar reversal, And so I'm looking for a push back down, maybe to these 320s, and getting in with this momentum. There's a lot of momentum to the downside, and it just completely rejected. I've been really good at selling these dips, I've been good at picking bottoms. I've been selling bottoms really good lately, which has been just unfortunate. I'm gonna get out of this. Yep, it's not worth the hold. That's not worth the hold. It's not doing what I wanted it to see. I looking for that for continuation down. We didn't. We rejected. We actually broke out. We actually broke out to the long side. So the exact opposite now. This exact opposite thing is what I'm... No dinner tonight. Not yet, anyway. Is I would look for a retest of this trend line. And now I'm going to just be completely opposite. I'm looking for a long off this. Yeah, I cut it. I don't know where I cut it. What did I cut? 34 minus 90 bucks. And we might not even get a pullback. We might just go. Zero. I don't think I've seen a single green tick on that trade. That was a perfect. I told him. Yeah, I'm speechless. Okay, I have been so good at selling bottoms. It's not even funny. It's not even funny anymore. It's like whenever I sell this market, it just goes up, like zero heat, straight up. Yeah, I'm the ultimate fade lately. Oh, there you go, Hoag. Nice job, yo. Past combine. Just made 4,000 off that gold scalp. All right, seems like traders are making money here. Slow markets. See the top of the hour and this like injection of liquidity, right? We faked to the downside. I got caught into a short and then we just popped. So minus 95 bucks for me. NQ might do the same. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. Is this just the way I'm viewing these markets, chat? Looking like if we break through these 35s, like a good short. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. 12 points. 12 points. This is gonna be the ultimate test of that theory that I was just talking about. Dakota loves shorts. My target's gonna be down here to these 510s. And then I'll look for a target of these 25s, these 525s. And I'll risk about, I'll risk I'd risk all-time highs here. 25 points. 25 points on this one. Alok says, you might laugh, but you started with Topstep in 2012. Okay, so you've been here a while. You've seen a thing or two here at Topstep. You know a thing or two because you've seen a thing or two. Too much risk. 1745 high is the risk. I'll risk all-time highs. I'm holding 3 shorts in my 5X FAs. Hoop, I am number 58, found out Friday, 2010. Oh, wow. Wow, Hoop. All right, okay. This one's working out. This one's working out. Afternoon, coach. Afternoon. Grains appear poised for strength overnight. Dallas. Locked yourself out till tomorrow. Good. That's okay. Nothing wrong. There's been plenty of times where no trade is the best trade. I am liking this short though. What's up, Buenos Aires? I am too. And now we chill. Now we just relax and chill. And we'll see how this works. Love slow markets. It's good. Slow markets is absolutely my favorite. Why am I not targeting gap fill? That's, micros have been amazing for me when it comes to, I will, right? Like this isn't where I'm going to close everything off, right? I could close 1 or 2 contracts off at 526s. I could close 1 or 2 contracts off at 510s at this pivot. And then I could leave a runner on if this market does start to get heavy. And I could leave a runner on and just, yeah, hey, maybe we just do start to sell off. And if we want to fill this gap, I'll still have maybe 1 or 2 micros contracts on there. But we're up 3 points. 3 points in the money. Advanced brackets would be nice in these types of situations. Stay tuned. If you pay attention on social media, right? And whenever MP comes on TopstepTV during the day show, he's always giving out little hints, spilling the beans on what's to come. And Topstep X and just Topstep in general it's weekly. It's weekly at this point, where there's amazing updates to the platform. There's amazing updates with the firm in general. It's amazing. And then, I'm going to be honest. If there is a feature not on Topstep X that you want, you could suggest it. Like, come in here, suggest it. And then while you're waiting, I know traders that they'll use their own platform or like a different platform if they need something, and then they do the executions on Topstep X while they're waiting. Saw a post earlier saying Project X would be available for Bookmap. Interesting. Okay. Mike trades Forex is absolutely legal. You could trade, currency futures. Here, so look. There's the Japanese yen. And this is, and let's go here. There's the pound, euro, yen, Swiss franc, the kiwi, the sterling. Remember these? I don't know all their nicknames, okay? The British pound's the sterling, right? And then the kiwi is the New Zealand. No, it's been a while. Since I traded Forex. All right, Nasdaq. Let's start to sell off a little more here. Let's pull back. I want to at least see these lower 500s test. The cables. Is it the cables? I mean, how many people is gonna have their stop loss here? The Swissy. You'd think everyone who's long and who got long since the open their stop losses would make sense to be. I mean, this is where my stop loss would be. My stop loss would be like 490s right there. You know what they say? Stop loss is better entry. Let's see if we could go take them out. Do you think gold pumps? I'll review gold again. I reviewed gold. I took one loss. I'm down $100 because I was short gold, and I closed that one out early. Gold started rallying. I hopped over here in a. I even hate saying it. Short the Nasdaq. It just doesn't even sound right. Like, I have bad taste in my mouth just saying I'm short the Nasdaq. What am I doing? That just leaves a nasty taste in my mouth. Ross has a. Here's another hashtag slow markets. Ross, love it, love it. Let's see. Not the best screenshot, but that's all right. Of me. Hey, that's one thing about being. Whenever I stream live, there's gonna be some crazy screenshots of me. Some crazy, yeah. People sent me some crazy screenshots of not the best position where you could pause the YouTube and yeah. All right, there we go. There we go. Now let's pick up some steam. If everyone knows the stop losses are there, what's the likelihood of there also being buy orders just at or below that spot? It's very good, right? That's why I've been saying this for a while now, and it's very common, right? Stop loss is a better entry where the market will come down and it hits your stop, and then buyers step in and rally it back up. You know, it doesn't happen, just like indicators. Nothing's guaranteed and nothing works 100% of the time. It happens to me frequently though. Very frequent. You know what else happens to me frequent? I sell the bottom. We need to get this music changed up though. That's for sure. There we go. Rice and beans tonight? I don't know. I don't know about this. Why am I short the Nasdaq? Why did I short gold? Short Nasdaq. I need to disable my short button. I'm gonna call Mick. I'm gonna call Mick tomorrow. I'm gonna call the risk team and say, hey, do not allow me to go short any market. I don't want to get short any market. I'm only allowed to buy things. Someone says, I always buy the high. July's been my worst month ever. Maybe, hopefully, well, July's almost over, so that's a positive thing, right? So now you can start to work, gain that consistency again, and you know, the past is the past. July is almost over with. Ended it off on a positive note. $531 is flip point on the NQ. Right in the middle of this range, huh? Now that you were looking at this. Right at the middle of the range. Tig, you're almost 30. I'm almost 32. I'm almost 32. Big Boy says, Dakota is short. I always look for longs. Well, it's been working out. If you've been looking for longs, it worked out previously. It's working out now. I'm gonna disable my short button here, and there's something to that. I'm seeing the market where pivots are, but I am taking the opposite. But then again, if this trade does work out, it's simply not very many of my trades don't take some heat. If you're placing trades and you never take any heat, you're pretty dang good. I may need a custom button. Can we do custom buttons on Topstep X? Because I want a button that looks just like this. I want a BTFD dip button. Can we do that? I want a button that, yeah, we could just, I don't know. What would it look like, chat? Like, I'll find it. We need like a BTFD button. Like, get rid of the sell, hide the sell buttons. Oh, we can hide the buy and sell buttons, but not just the sell button. We need to hide the sell button. That's what I need to do. And then do a customized button to where I could just BTFD. Could be a Chrome extension. I could do a, yeah, I could program it myself. Buy the dip. Buy the freaking dip. I mean, I have a stream deck. I could program it. BTFD. BTFD. I wouldn't trade if you couldn't go short. Yeah, this is just me, okay? This is me I'm talking here. Ad hoc saying BT. Yeah, we need a voiceover pack. Voiceover pack. Coach Dakota, let's go. Let's go. Not yet. If the like button gave an electric shock, I think more people would click it. That's the trader mentality. We like the pain. But so far we rejected those 38s. This is just a slow market. Let's take a look at gold again. Let's take a look at gold. What are we doing here in gold? We got that pullback a little bit. Still nothing going on too crazy here in gold. Let's measure this move. Wait, there's green. Wait, why is my P&L green? No. Oh. That's the wrong color. Fail fast, learn fast. There had been very stiff buying in the NQ. What would be a possibility reversal level? A possible reversal level? Well, when we're at all-time highs, you don't really have any references to the left. But tonight, and tonight only, we do have a nice level of resistance up here from like 545 to 555. So about a 10-point zone. So this is a resistance zone. And right now, this is a support zone. And it's a fair assumption, and the way I see it is, if this is resistance, we've tested it 3 times, then if we end up breaking down, then this would be the first area that we could definitely target. So these are, resistance, support. You can make an argument that this is maybe a smaller support, right? Smaller support, and resistance as of now. But I'm looking at these major ones, right? This is session highs up here. These are session lows right here. And so I would not be surprised if, the way I'm looking at it is come back down. Let's test these lower 500s. Let's make a run at least to fill some of this gap. And then on the opposite side, we could make a run and just make all-time highs. There we go, thinking again. Boredom is good in trading. You're supposed to be bored in trading. If you're not bored, then you're trading wrong. Is that true? Maverick, don't think, just do. Thinking gets us in trouble. Just buy the dip. When the market goes down, you buy it. Because we've been hitting all-time highs. No, I like this short still. I like it. Loving the sounds. Thank you. I might even go see the doctor tomorrow. Because my chest is not getting any better. Love dip. Love dip and chips. I need to buy me some chip dip. Are you looking at Renko? No, no Renko. I have your button in messages on Instagram. Oh, I got an Insta. I got an Insta. Man, you've been a desk frame. Okay. When we still need to get like Yogurtland or something, Mandy. I was worried. Do you want me to share this? I'll wait to share this. If we're gonna do a desk frame. I'm bad with X. I'm bad with Instagram. Hey, this napkin's now sentimental to me, okay? This napkin's sentimental. This is a napkin of hope. I'm gonna have it now forever. I'm gonna pass it down to my grandkids and their grandkids. Mohammed likes Renkos. We'll do the desk frame reveal later. Yeah, desk frame reveal later. How many are you doing workout? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, put both in the frame. Yeah, I need to frame it. Yeah, definitely frame it. I do not look at the Nikkei very much anymore. All right, NASDAQ, we're just chilling here. We're at the point of chill, and I think gold's going to be at the point of chill too, right? We just have not went anywhere. Platinum, someone's looking at platinum. Okay, let's get it. I always have to resize the y-axis. The relationship with the Nikkeis turned out cold and distant. Yeah, that's what happens. I blew some glass. Oh. And Pierce today just for fun of it. It was hot. How many times are you doing workout, gym? Probably more than I should. Probably more than I should. I've been pushing my body too much. Way too much, to be honest. I went too hard. It's like one of those situations where you take a break from something and you try and get back into it, and you try and get back to where you left off, and then you find out the hard way. What would be the best advice for someone who wants to start boxing? Best advice for someone who wants to start boxing. I don't know what would my best advice for somebody who wants to start boxing. Realize it's more about cardio than anything else. It's conditioning. Conditioning and stamina is such a huge part of boxing. Don't get hit. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Fundamentals and cardio. Yes. It's kind of like trading. Fundamentals. How long can you last? What's the size of the napkin folded? I don't know. We take a ruler to this thing? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Oh, you know what? Look at this. Say cut me, Mick. Look, this is my phone, and this is the napkin, and they are the same size. So, whatever, and it's almost a perfect square. Yeah, it's almost a perfect square. Let's see. Let's see if I could, what, I don't even know what kind of phone I have. A banana per scale. Yeah, we need a banana per scale. Let's go to the settings. About. This is a Galaxy S4 Ultra. So, what size is it? S24 Ultra. We're gonna find out here. About 7 inches. So we're about 7 inches. Coach Jay, just don't ask, man. Don't ask, Coach Jay. We're talking about phone sizes. Let's see if I can find it. We're looking at framing this napkin. Framing this napkin. This BTFD. BTFD on the frame. We're still just consolidating here. Good music. Yeah, I like this song. This is ones I actually favorited. A 4-inch phone screen's honestly big. Yeah, 4 inches is pretty big. I think 4 inches is all you need. Still just chopping going up a little bit. Let's take a look at the gold. Gold has not went anywhere, chat. We had that right at the top of the hour. We went kind of a hesitation down and a nice rally, and then consolidating since. NASDAQ just sporadic for now. Sporadic for now. We're gonna get some negotiation news. China deal by morning? I don't know. NQ's dropping up. It's dropping up. We are violently unchanged for the past hour. Do you purposely lose trades on live? Topstep generates more income from resets and evals. Where's people get that kind of stuff? This is my account. The money I make from this is the money It goes into my pocket. This is my money. I get 90% of it. And do you know how many times every single day I say this is not a signals class? I'm surprised people aren't making money. Yeah, it's crazy. That's one of the dumb takes that I see on social media. People purposely lose money so that they could make money from resets and failed combines. I could say a lot. I'm choosing to hold my tongue right now. I'm choosing to if you don't have anything good to say, I'm gonna not say anything at all. If I was that good, say it. Okay, you know what? I will say it. No, I better not. I'm not letting those inner demons win. Internet's forever. Ross, what is this? I got to mute for a second. I got to mute for a second. Let me see what this is. I'm muting the music because I gotta see what this is. Yeah, orange is pretty big. See, anybody could clip the YouTube. The Utah Hurricane, Andrew. No, I'm not gonna say it. I think this like I said, this is more for educational and helping traders. I say it all the time at the beginning of every single slow market stream. We post this. This is in the YouTube chat. Every single stream. The Nightbot talks about it all the time. There's a top step risk disclosure. This is for educational purposes only. It is not a signals class. Now, here, let me make sure. Maybe this is where I failed as a coach. I'm going to mute the music. Maybe this is how I failed a little bit as a coach. Maybe some of these people just don't understand what a signal is. It is whenever myself or anybody here at Topstep, when we're here on stream live and say we're in a trade, a signal says, like, somebody online is like, I'm going to copy them because they know what they're doing and I'm going to make money following what their trade is. That's not the right way to think about it, right? That's the whole reason why I'm putting that risk disclosure. One of the main ones anyway. That's like, this is not a signal service. I'm placing a trade to demonstrate maybe risk management, talk about the trade, talk about a setup, talk about, stop losses, take profits, just like a teacher does a math problem on the whiteboard. And it's not to say, okay, everybody, it's time to buy now, right? We're all going to just buy together. Like that's very inappropriate. That's not right. That's incorrect. And it's anybody who does that should not be allowed to stream or be online at all. And I could say the same. Like, if you don't understand that, then maybe. Oh yeah, I better not. No, I better not. If Coach Jay was here, he would save me from probably saying something I shouldn't. Let's go. Let's get that music back on now. We get this music back on. Good vibes only. I'll laugh at my own jokes in my head. Hey, Yeah, we could talk about the 80 versus 90% profit split. Who's seen this? Who's seen this one? I posted this. This was probably, this is my favorite one. Right here. Prop traders, after seeing the profit split when taking a payout. I was surprised that there's quite a bit of traders that don't realize how big of, how important a profit split is. Profit splits are important. Should we talk about it? Yeah, I got people asking me like, hey, what's a profit split? Back in the early days, when we're talking like 2012, 2013, and when prop firms were starting to become very popular, that's all that mattered. Like, that's the only thing that mattered to traders. They're like, hey, I don't care about any of this. I want the best profit split because I want the most money in my pocket. And now it's like, yeah, we're splitting hairs. Fuck that. No. If I'm a trader and I'm going to commit my time, my effort, my energy into trading, and then the traders that do find consistency, profitability, and is able to take consistent payouts, they deserve the most, right? You're treating and you're rewarding the traders that go through that grind and go through that effort to take payouts. They deserve the most rewards and the most credit. And so the difference between like a 90% and an 80% is huge. That's 10%. If I take out $1 million over a period of 3 years, that's an extra $100,000 in my pocket. That's huge. And you could just think how much money prop firms actually pay out to traders. You know, hundreds of, like maybe even hundreds of millions of dollars, like $100 million. $100 million. That's big money, right? Well, what's 10% of $100 million? That's $10 million. That needs to go to the traders that are putting in the effort. The profit split is big. Andrew, I know. It's not 50-50. Yeah. Traders, I think, understand, and that's probably where the important part is when I say it's better to just stick with one prop firm and understand the rules and understand it, because trading's hard enough. You don't need to sit there and study like 100,000 different rules and hoops to jump through. I might just bail on this trade. Seems like so many people just don't even know what they're doing. They see it online and they think they just click buttons and place trades and make money, and then they find out only after like what these things are. This gold long is really shaping up. Is gold? Yeah, gold's. Yeah, we broke out, consolidating, and rallying. Nasdaq's not doing anything. I might just let this one play out, chat. Put a buy limit here. We'll do this for a take profit. I want to let a couple of them run though for. We'll go like this. We'll close out like 3 there. And then I'll leave a couple runners if it does. And I think we'll call it good. That's what? 24? That's a 1-to-1 risk reward. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a busy week in the markets for sure. Earnings, FOMC. Of course, the FOMC meeting right after on Wednesday. Earnings throughout the week. Here's good. Here's a good one. This is the 80-20 split should help the firm build more for the trader and the initial no splits payouts. So Findy, I think this is a good. I think this is good. So I'm gonna turn the music off and I'm gonna finish talk. I like now. This is me, and what I talk about is coming purely from a trader's perspective. If I'm working with a company and it's partnership, right? At the end of the day, it's agreement. Agreements should be honored, right? And agreements are very important for business. And you're saying that 80%, where the company takes more money from the traders, should help build the firm. Help build the firm. It's like, okay, if I'm a trader and I'm gonna allow the firm to take, or I'm gonna commit to a firm that takes more money out of my pocket, then there needs to be equal amount of benefits. Like, for example, what Topstep's doing for the live traders, the live bonus, where the traders that are able to show consistency and pull money from the live markets, they get an extra bonus directly from Topstep. Like, hey, you made 50,000, boom, here's a nice bonus, right? And then also scaling, and then this, and then that. So if there's anything, whatever the firm's taking, and on top of that, firms need to be doing that. That's, like I said, I love what Topstep's doing. And the data fee, Topstep's paying that data fee. The data fees doesn't come from the firm. It comes from the exchange, right? So instead of you as a live trader, instead of you paying that, Topstep's paying that for you. And so that's just another one. So that little stuff adds up. And if I'm going to sacrifice, say, 5% of my payout, well, there needs to be at least 5% worth of benefit, or at least something I find as valuable on the long term. I'm not an employee, Angry. I am a trader here. I'm a coach, and I come on slow markets and on air, and I trade just like everybody else you see that pops on to Topstep TV. I spent more on data than on evaluations these days. I think that's good, right? That should be really good. Positive. I would rather spend a couple $100s on data every month and pay evaluations. Do you know how much I spent this year on evaluations? $0. I've spent $0 in 2025 in evaluations. I've had my live account open for over a year now, and I've spent $0 for evaluations. I've been struggling in my live account, but I'm not cycling through account after account, eval after eval. No, Richard Watts, nothing's changed. Topstep has been 90-10 profit split. My issue is that on social media, some traders and places are making, there's 80-20, there's 70-30, and it hasn't been highlighted how important it is. Like, it's very important to understand those little details from like the longevity. When you are investing in something, you should be looking, 3, 6, a year, maybe even 2 years out, rather than looking at only the first couple weeks. Yeah, 90-10 is huge. I don't know why traders would ever accept anything less. Romeo, I don't know. I follow MP on Instagram and then tune in whenever he's on Topstep TV. He's always dropping information. But nothing's ever official until it's announced or an email sent out. Nothing is ever official until you get an official email from Topstep and it's officially announced. And yeah, me, MP, and the rest of the team, we love talking shop. And whenever MP comes in, he'll drop like hints and what's going on and what's being worked on, and we'll have good, productive, fun conversation about the future of this industry. Do you like copy trading? I think it's okay. I think copy trading has its place. I still believe that if you can't trade one account, you have no business trading copy trading. Like, if you can't even find consistent or profit in just one account, then what really is the reason to copy multiple accounts? Yeah, I know. I'm gonna always joke about the profit percentage. I'll joke about it all this week and for the weeks to come because it's very important. Are you thinking ESRNQ will come back down? I don't know. We have about 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes. I turn the music off. Chris Tucker says you could reduce your risk. I don't think reducing risk is the right way to word it. Because yeah, I don't think reducing the risk is the right way to say that's what copy trading is for, right? Because it's still the same. It's just the same thing. You just multiply it, right? If you're risking $500, then you're just going to risk $500 times 5. You just have, it's the same thing, right? If you blow your account, you blow your account 5 times. You size down. That's how you reduce your risk. Well, Chris, I understand what you're saying, but why don't you just trade 250 with one account, right? You're trading differently. That's what's happening, is you're trading differently. I hope that makes sense. You're trading differently on one account versus 2 accounts. So you could technically just do the same thing with one account, and once you find success trading 250 with one account, you can copy trade. You're increasing how much drawdown you have. Maybe is that could be what you refer to. You're like, oh, I have more drawdown with 5 accounts. I'm technically sure if you size down. We're going nowhere fast here in these markets. Hour and a half. We're down 2 points. Way less risk. Chat. I don't think I could be convinced that multiple accounts is less risk. It's the same amount. You're just multiplying it, right? Say you buy a $150 evaluation or combine, you spend $150. You blow that account, you lose $150. If you copy trade that 5 times, your risk is $150 times 5. The risk is exactly the same. Your psychological point of view of how to trade those accounts are probably what's different. Psychologically, it's different because you're changing your size. It's scaling up. You could technically see, you're scaling up is what you're doing. You're increasing your drawdown. It's not exactly just because it's copy trading. That's the thing with copy trading. We're in the green. Well, we was in the green for a second here. I've thought long and hard about this, chat. Most of last year. Like, this was a big conversation topic last year. Is copy trading good? Like, is it thing? And for me, the biggest advantage of copy trading is the psychological aspect. To me, it really is. It's the biggest advantage for copy trading is the psychological aspect. And that's basically it. And then sizing up, right? Sizing up. You could have more contracts on. It's all it is yeah, like you said, it's a multiplier. It's a psychological thing, because if you can sit here, and traders do this a lot, right? You have the P&L up here on the top. You see the P&L on the DOM, and you see like the P&L everywhere. You could say it's psychologically easier for a trader to just finish their day with like, yeah, I'm down $100. I'm just going to be done trading. And then, at the end of the day, they've lost $500. Or, hey, I could finish my day. It's $200. I'm going to be done for the day. I made $200 in this account. I'm done for the day. But then since I copy traded 5 accounts, I actually made $1,000. So psychologically, it's easier for traders to deal with smaller P&L dollars than bigger P&Ls, rather than say, oh man, I'm up $1,000. It's like, oh wow, I've only made $200. So I like the psychological part of copy trading. That's my point of view, is the psychological part of copy trading is the most beneficial. How much did you made in total trading? In this account, I've made, what is it? Like here at Topstep, almost $500,000. I'm just talking about Topstep numbers. Topstep numbers, I've been trading at Topstep for just over a year. Yeah, I love these topics. I love having conversations like this. Yeah, Jenna. I took out $250,000. Yeah, I took out 227 the beginning of this year. And I'm only talking Topstep. I don't trade any other firms or any prop firms. The only thing I do is my main source of income is my personal trading. I'm doing this at Topstep as a coach and to demonstrate that I can do it. I proved it. I have nothing else to prove. I didn't even plan trading at Topstep. Like I said, trading is my primary source of income. And this was before Topstep. I joined Topstep as a coach, and my goal was to become a coach and only coach. And then I got challenged, like, hey, if you're really a coach, can you show it? Like, prove it. You talk the talk, can you walk the walk? And so I was like, okay, I'll start trading. And so I started trading these accounts at Topstep just over a year ago. And then, yeah, almost $500,000, not exactly $500,000. I don't know what it is. It's somewhere between like it's probably closer to 450,000. Just over a year. And I'm not gonna belittle it, because that's an amazing accomplishment for a prop firm. But personal trading and what I do in my personal stuff it's 100% personal. I talk about it every once in a while. But I've been trading since I was a kid, since I was younger. And maybe you'll get to see more of it. Maybe you get to see more of it. Top MPTs is a lot of what's going on, a lot of what's coming out here at Topstep, and maybe traders get to see more of my personal trading in the near future. We shall see. We shall see. I might end up getting out of this. I'm down 8 points. 8 points is so minimal. It looks good for the buyers. We're back up to testing these 40s. We're back up testing these 40s. We got 2 minutes left. As a successful trader, do you think Topstep copies your trades? I don't think so. Let's see what gold's doing. Let's see what gold's doing. We just have a minute. Gold's starting to sell off now. There's the gold short. There's the gold short. We filled that gap. That filled the gap, right? So that was an official gap fill. Yeah, I probably would have made a lot more money if I would have just cycled through evaluation after evaluation and prop firm after prop firm, but that's not the right thing. It wouldn't make me a better trader. Eyes closed, respect. Hey, I've enjoyed Topstep X, okay? Topstep X, this platform, it's just over a year old. It has its ups and downs, but I have not had very many issues with this. I've been trading this live account for over a year. Yeah, everyone knows what issues every once in a while. There's some like lagging, some clunkiness, but Topstep's worked out a lot of that. It's like, what is it, 99%? Everything's running smooth. Like I have not had issues. Apart from like you've seen where sometimes it wouldn't load. I've had those same issues sometimes on other prop firms, not prop firms, other platforms. I trade with, like, for example, interactive brokers. Sometimes I had to call interactive brokers and I had login issues. I had data issues. There's traders are always going to be running into issues, but the nice thing is Topstep has always been there, been able to solve the problem, be able to make it right with the traders that were effective. And this platform gets better every week. Every week. Lost on the Narrow says, I haven't had any issue with Topstep X platform. It's been great. Good. Great. Colby 55. Yeah, I could agree with that. Yes, so a lot of platforms, they're just not innovating anymore. Like I don't know what it is. They're stuck. They're stuck in the early 2000s. Yeah. Yeah, and I try and day trade. I've tried day trading futures with my personal, like with interactive brokers, and it's not that great, to be honest. And plus, I got used to Topstep X. It's like you get used to it, and you just need a buy and sell button. Well, maybe you don't even need the sell button, right? I don't even need the sell button. I just need a buy button. What do I think to the back to fund it? I think from what MP has said, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be great for traders. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know any of the details. It's only open conversation that's been on Topstep TV. Yes. This is the last topic, last question before we end here tonight. I went an hour and a half. I forgot it's Sunday night, and usually I only go an hour, but I went a full hour and a half for everybody here. Wow. Okay. So I completely forgot. Wow. It's already been an hour and a half. I think this is an important question. Maybe we could bring it up on the day show sometime too. But the question is, do I think that this industry needs regulation to protect the consumers? Yes. I have a strong view that the prop firm industry can benefit from regulation. The traders is where the benefit. I do. You might have a disagreement, but I do believe that it will benefit. As a trader, I have that peace of mind when I send $250,000 to my personal brokerage, that my personal brokerage is regulated. I have that peace of mind. I call up Interactive Brokers. I call up my personal brokerage, and I know they're regulated. I know they're not going to steal my money. I know that when I request funds, they'll send it to me, right? I know I have that peace of mind, right? So I think there is some form, I don't know what it looks like, that this prop firm industry should have. I don't know what it looks like, but yeah, traders need that peace of mind that who they choose to have as a prop firm has a set of standards, right? They know that the prop firm that they're working with is going to send a payout when requested. They're going to keep your data safe. They're dependable. They have a set of standards. It's like Carfax, right? You go and you buy a used car. Well, are you going to trust some random used car salesman, or are you going to trust a regulated, really well-known, cars company that their cars go through an inspection like a Carfax? Like, I truly believe that. Now, you could always go through and argue how much regulation, how little regulation, what is there to regulate, but I think there needs to be some form to allow us as traders to make a very well-educated decision of who we want to do business with, and to stay away from the slimy affiliates that are willing to, peddle any prop firm that pays them money. Like that, it could be really slimy out there, right? It's the Wild West. Like, if you guys remember, NFTs, all the coins, all the meme coins, right? Hey, you can make all this money. People shilling and selling NFTs and this. No regulation, right? But then when you try and pick a stock, there's levels of regulation, regulation could be very good if done correctly. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I see it everywhere as a trader, as a consumer. I love to have that peace of mind that where I choose to buy, where I choose to do business, it has a set of standards that I can trust. So, and it's not about being skeptic about a government, right? Where I'm not talking about government. I'm talking about just a set of standards that we can force prop firms to abide by. But I don't know how that looks. I don't know what it looks like. I just know that I want that level of trust in who I work with. Heck, that's why I'm here at Topstep, because I do have that level of trust that whenever I do get a payout or request a payout or request money or need something, I don't have to guess that I'm not going to get a payout or not. Arguably true. Okay, I think that's where we're going to end it. We'll see how this trade plays out. Take profit. I'll close 3 off down here in these like 510s if it does. Don't like how we're just going sideways and we're not having any pullback. But take care, everybody. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. If not, tomorrow night. If you want to stay updated, I'm going to try and continue to do better at the Instagram, doing fun updates on the Instagram. So take care, everybody, and I will see you then. Bye.